From the outside, they were perfect. That's what everyone said. The Whitmore family lived in a spotless two-story home on a quiet cul-de-sac. White fence, fresh flowers, an American flag that was never taken down. Their Christmas lights went up early. Their lawn was always trimmed. Inside the house lived Ethan Whitmore, his wife Claire, and their 2 children. Smiling photos. Church every Sunday. Neighborhood barbecues. Nothing seemed wrong, and that's why no one asked questions. Living next door was Noah Price. Noah didn't belong in that neighborhood. At least, that's how people treated him. He was a night shift delivery driver. Thin, quiet, kept his head down. His car was old. His clothes were plain. He waved, but rarely got waves back. To Ethan Whitmore, Noah was a problem. Ethan was powerful. Not famous, but connected. A real estate developer. Donor to local police charities. Friends with judges. The kind of man who didn't raise his voice because he didn't need to. And Ethan hated Noah. It started with complaints. Noah's car was too loud. Noah's trash cans were out too long. Noah's porch light was annoying. Each complaint brought a visit from code enforcement. Each visit came with a fine. Noah paid them quietly. Then came the police stops. Random. Frequent. Just checking. Ethan would watch from his porch, smiling. Noah had learned that silence kept him safe. He'd grown up in group homes. Learned early that pushing back only made things worse. So he stayed small, stayed polite, stayed invisible. But there was something Ethan didn't know. Noah worked nights, and nights teach you things. Patterns, habits, secrets. Every week, without fail, the Whitmore house changed after midnight. Lights turned on in rooms no one used. Cars came and went without headlights. People entered through the side door, not the front. No one noticed, and he started writing things down. Dates, times, license plates, just in case. Then one night, Noah heard screaming. Not loud, muffled, coming from the Whitmore house. He froze, listened. The sound stopped. The lights went off. And everything went quiet again. No police were called. No ambulances came. The next morning, Ethan hosted a brunch. Laughing, smiling, perfect. Noah told himself he imagined it. Weeks later, a local teenage girl vanished. Emily Carter, 17, last seen walking home from work. Flyers went up everywhere, except on Ethan Whitmore Street. Someone kept tearing them down. Then Noah saw something that changed everything. At 2:13 a.m., a van pulled into the Whitmore driveway. No headlights, plates covered. 2 figures stepped out. One was Ethan. The other was smaller, unsteady. The side door opened, closed. Noah's hand shook as he wrote the time down. The next day, police knocked on Noah's door. They said they had received multiple complaints about him watching neighbors. Suspicious behavior. Ethan stood across the street, arms folded, satisfied. The message was clear. Stop looking. But Noah couldn't, because the screaming came back. More often now, sometimes crying, sometimes begging, always at night, always from the same side of the Whitmore house. Then one night it stopped completely. No sounds, no lights, nothing. 3 days later, police activity flooded the neighborhood. Multiple missing persons, all young women, all vanished within miles of the Whitmore home. The town panicked. Ethan went on the news. Concerned, calm, helpful, he offered a reward. People praised him. Noah watched from his window, heart racing. And then Ethan did something unforgivable. Police searched the neighborhood for safety. They searched Noah's house first, tore through his belongings, questioned him for hours. Why was he awake at night? Why was he watching the Whitmore home? They hinted, suggested, pressed. By morning, rumors spread. The quiet guy next door was weird. The perfect family was off limits. That night, Noah made a decision. He copied his notebook, photographed everything, and sent it anonymously to the state police, to the FBI tip line, to a journalist known for corruption stories. Then he waited. The power shift came fast. Unmarked cars arrived at dawn. Not local police. Federal. They didn't knock on Noah's door. They went straight to the Whitmore house. Ethan protested. Claire cried. The children were removed. And behind a false wall in the basement, they found it. A hidden room, soundproofed, cleaned obsessively. Inside were traces. Blood, hair, personal items. And beneath the concrete floor, for bodies, including Emily Carter. The neighborhood collapsed. The perfect family wasn't perfect. It was a cover. Ethan Whitmore had been trafficking young women for years, using his money, using his connections, using his power. Claire knew. She helped. The children were victims too, raised inside a lie. Ethan tried to fight it, tried to call favors. But this time, everyone was watching. No deals. No quiet cover-ups. The evidence was overwhelming. And Noah Price, he was called to testify. The courtroom was silent as he spoke. Short sentences, careful words, dates, times, details no one else had noticed. The prosecutor thanked him. The judge nodded. For the first time in his life, people listened. Ethan Whitmore was sentenced to multiple life terms. Claire received decades. The house was demolished, the street renamed, and the town learned a lesson it never wanted to learn. Here it is. Evil doesn't always look broken. Sometimes it looks perfect. Power doesn't always roar. Sometimes it smiles. And the people you underestimate, the quiet ones, the invisible ones, are often the only ones paying attention. Noah Price moved away, but before he did, he said one thing to a reporter. They thought I was nothing, he said, so they never noticed me watching. Justice didn't come from power. It came from patience. And the truth always finds a way out.